Good morning, everyone. Today is the day we've all been waiting for. Of course, we love our weekly coffee chat. This is my favorite half hour of the week, quite honestly. Of course, other than trivia night with the students, that's a blast too, particularly when I do well. But with that, today's the day we've been waiting for. We actually are so amazed and thrilled that our South Carolina U.S. Senator, Senator Tim Scott, has agreed to join us and talk to us and our parents and our students and everyone else. So we're just so happy to have Senator Scott with us. I was actually looking up some information about the senator before we started. The first thing that jumped out at me, and I've got to say something to him when we get him out here in about a minute. I want to say something to him about, I can't believe he and I are about the same age. I really thought he was like a decade younger than me. I was also really thrilled to see that we attend the same church, Seacoast Church. So I was really excited to see that. And we're just really, really thrilled. Again, this is an incredibly busy time for a U.S. Senator. And for our younger students, I know, you study, our government, but there's only 100 senators in our whole country with 300 million people. And one of them has taken the time to join us here with our coffee chat. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and bring out U.S. Senator Tim Scott.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Welcome, Senator Scott. I don't know if you can hear me back there, but one of the things, you're my age. I am.
You look young. You must be 44 then. That's awesome.
Yes, right. We're both 44. Thank you, sir.
Right. Give or take 10 years. I guess.
Yeah, I think we're allowed to tell little white lies, if it's something positive.
We're just joking, actually. Yes. Are you well?
Hey, listen, I am so thrilled that you're here.
Thank you.
It's really exciting and quite an honor that you would take the time to spend a little time with us here at Mevers School of Excellence. We just appreciate it. And when I was looking up, I also noticed, you may have heard me mention, I go to the Seacoast Church also. I go to the Mount Pleasant, of course, lately, virtually, but it's still a great message.
Yeah, I love the Mount Pleasant campus. I love all of our campuses, but I've been a part of Seacoast for about 23 years. So when I started, there was only one campus. So this whole campus concept was born out of adversity. And so often we forget that out of these hard and challenging times typically comes something even better. So I'm looking forward to what's coming out of this one, because this seems to be unusual. And in unusual times, the blessings of God and the blessings of life is that the unusual opportunities manifest later on. So this is a good time to be alive, and the best is yet to come.
I think it's so important for us to have role models who are not just positive role models, but who are positive and, positive thinking and finding the silver lining in everything and a blessing. So I appreciate that comment.
Yes,
also,
sir.
Before we get started with our list of questions that we have, I couldn't help but notice kind of your mantra or your kind of philosophy or vision of the positively affect the lives of 1 billion people, not a million, not 100 million, but 1 billion. Love that, Senator. That is incredible.
Thank you very much. I had a great mentor when I was a youngster, a guy who worked at Chick-fil-A. He was the operator of the Chick-fil-A in the Northwoods Mall. I know you guys are right there in Gator country, so you know where the Northwoods Mall is. And he had a mission statement to positively impact the lives of 1 million people. He died too early. He died at 38 years old, and I was 19 at the time. So I set my mission to honor his investment in my life, and I wanted to do what he wanted to do, but do it at a different level. And I went from 1 million to 1 billion, not exactly knowing what 1 billion was, but I figured it had to be more than 1 million. So it's stuck with me for the last 35 years. And the good Lord has been blessing, giving me an opportunity to do that. And sometimes, once again, opportunity comes disguised as problems. And the more problems you solve for other people, the more likely you are to have a positive impact on their lives.
That's beautiful. And I think, the role that you serve now just exemplifies servant leadership and serving others. And we appreciate every hour, every minute that you dedicate to making things better for all of us. So with that, sir, let's jump into these questions, okay?
I look forward to them.
Here we go. We are a school that does focus on family and relationships. Relationships is involved in everything that we do. With that, tell us a little bit about your family, Senator Scott.
I grew up in a single-parent household. I was blessed with a powerful praying mama who loved me, and she used to give me words of encouragement as a kid that wasn't always doing great in school. She would tell me to shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you'll be among the stars. I heard that 1,000 times if I heard it once. And she was really helpful. When we moved back to South Carolina from an Air Force base, we were Air Force base with my dad, and they divorced at 7. We moved in with my grandparents for a couple of years. And I will say this, that grandmama and granddaddy were forces to be reckoned with, and they're both gone now. But I must say that they were positive in different ways. My grandmother was also a praying woman. My grandfather was a tough cookie for a long time, but I needed the discipline on one side and the encouragement on the other side. That's one of the foundational blessings of my life.
Wow, that's incredible. Thank you for sharing that story. And I know you're from right here in the area, actually. So you know us well. And of course, you're always looking out for the area as well as the entire country. Next question, sir. Of all the people in the country, there are only 100 U.S. senators. We can only imagine how busy you are. Please share with us what a typical day, if there is such thing, is in the life of a U.S. senator.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. There's really no everyday typical day, but there are typical parts of every day. So I typically get up around 7. I like to read my Bible and then get into the Wall Street Journal and some of the news articles. Then it goes to studying. I study in the morning and I study at night. I know that I'm talking to 4th graders and perhaps some younger kids, so I hate to say this, but I have to study, and I don't like studying. But if I'm going to make something in my life, I have to study. But I get to go outside and play sometimes. I get to take a jog or walk around the neighborhood when you're in these social protocols of distancing. But studying is a big part of my life. I also have typically 12 or 13 hours of meetings and now Zoom calls and conference calls and virtual calls. And then when the day is over, I typically exercise. And then about 10 o'clock, I study from 10 o'clock until about midnight or 1 o'clock.
Wow. And then you get up and do it all over again.
Yeah, absolutely.
That, sir, is servant leadership. Thank you. And our next question. I imagine before you were elected to the Senate, you had an idea of what the position would be like. Please share with us how the position is similar to what you thought and then totally different than what you thought it was going to be like.
Well, I had the good fortune of serving in the United States Congress for 2 years. So I knew what senators did. Basically, what senators typically did, at least from my perspective, was they took a lot of naps, ate a lot of Jell-O, and had a lot of time to do nothing. Because in my opinion, as a member of Congress, senators, they had the best job in life because they didn't seem to work at all. And in the House, we vote like all the time. So for us, when I was a House member, we would vote, I guess 2,000 times a year. And so we measured our lives and our contribution by the number of votes we have. When I got to the Senate, I realized, wait a second, these guys work all the time, but instead of voting all the time, they do more research. So we spend a lot of time studying and preparing legislation and fighting back and forth in a loving manner most of the time. So the job of the senator, looking at the job, I thought it was an easy job. So my expectations were blown away by the amount of information that you have to consume as a United States senator. Good news is I have a great support team. I have wonderful, really smart people that help me prepare. I do a lot of preparation myself, but it's in order for us to succeed in life, we have to have a team. Whether you're in the 4th grade, you have a teacher, you have a principal, Mr. Stickel, you have family. There's a lot of support systems that we all need, and that doesn't change in life, by the way. So one of the things I like to remind students and myself is that birds of a feather flock together. That's one way of saying choose your friends carefully, because wherever they're going, you're typically going to. So be very conscious and intentional about the friendships you form.
I absolutely love that. And I don't think you could have walked us into our next question any better than that, sir. Our students need positive role models like you. What advice would you give our students to help them reach their potential?
Well, my number one piece of advice is dream big dreams. I don't mean look at what is possible. I'm saying dream really big dreams. Take the time to write on a piece of paper what you want to be when you grow up. Even if you change your mind tomorrow, write that down too. What you'll learn is that the bigger your dreams, the bigger your possibilities, the bigger your accomplishments. And with big dreams comes the kind of effort or the big work that goes with it. But work won't feel like work if you're following your dreams, if you're pursuing your dreams, whether it's to be a football player, a teacher, a scientist, a chemist, whether you want to be a principal when you grow up or a fireman. Dream really big dreams and always write them down. And one day you will arrive at a position where you can decide to change your mind or pursue them with passion, but always dream big dreams.
I absolutely love that. And I tell you, I have a feeling you're inspiring several students as we speak, but also you're also inspiring one slightly veteran principal too. So thank you for those words. I appreciate that. Next question. As you're aware, we are a charter school. We're a school choice, and we love it. Please share with us your stance, if you don't mind, on school of choice or school choice in the state of South Carolina and throughout the country, if you would like.
Well, one thing I've been fighting for at least the 10 years I've been here and the 2 years when I was in the South Carolina House of Representatives is for school choice. I'm a big believer that your zip code should not define the quality of your education. Said differently, I want every single child, no matter where they live in the United States of America, to get the best education possible. And I have found through study and through talking to parents that sometimes the best education you can find requires the parents to choose a different school than the normal school in the neighborhood. I like to say that when the parents have a choice, the students have a better chance for success. So I'm a big proponent of school choice. I love the fact that we have engaged parents willing to do whatever it takes to help their kids get a good education. And also, there are a lot of parents who are also engaged that don't have that choice. It's great if you have a great public school in your neighborhood, but sometimes you don't. And those parents want the same choices for their students, for their kids, as the best zip code in America. I grew up in the poorest zip codes, not the poorest in South Carolina, but the poorest in the low country. And I will tell you that my mom wanted the best for my education. I want the best for the students' education. So school choice, charter schools serve such an important and powerful role to making sure that all students get access to the best education possible.
Wow, that is a beautiful answer. And, I'll tell you, as the principal of a charter school, there's nothing like the feeling, the commitment to the parents when they say, of all the places we could send our child, we choose you. Yeah. It's such an important job. And we want to make sure that every student comes with a smile, leaves with a smile, and we help them make the world a better place, one student at a time. And I just love your answer. Thank you very much. I got a little chill. It was perfect. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Okay. Yes, listen, we'd like to end with a kind of a different kind of question, if you don't mind, as we kind of come to a close. Can you share with us just three things that really make you smile and make you happy?
Well, my faith is probably the number one thing in my life. No question. I was a kid in a single parent household. I always wanted to know what my father thought. I found that when I became a Christian and was able to read about my Heavenly Father's thoughts. So for me, that answer starts there. Number two is a mama's love. I am a mama's boy, and I am proud of it. My mother is one of the best people ever on earth, and she has always been my strongest supporter, and sometimes when necessary, she has been a strong disciplinarian. So I love my mother. The third thing that makes me smile is having a chance to talk to the energetic, focused kids of our country. And today you're making me smile, Mr. Stickel, by giving me a chance to Mr. Stickel, giving me a chance to actually talk to some kids. I can't see them. Where are they? Where are they? I know they're out there. So I'm going to have confidence, Mr. Stickel, that the kids are out there somewhere and I'm talking to them and not just to you. So this makes me smile as well.
Awesome, sir.
Mr. Stickel, I have a joke.
Yeah. I didn't want to put you on the spot, but listen, our kids would love to hear it, sir.
Okay, now this is not the best joke you've ever heard, but it's my joke. I didn't make it up, by the way, but it's still my joke today.
Let's hear it.
Why did a chicken cross the street?
Why, Senator Scott?
To get to the other side. Yes.
Oh, Senator, this has been a blast. I really appreciate you coming on our show for this segment. It's really warmed my heart, and I appreciate you talking about your faith and your commitment to being a servant leader and your positivity. When we get things a little closer to normal or whatever normal is going to be, we would love to have you come visit our students in our hallways and really encourage them to change the world.
Thank you very much. And Ms. Stickel, thank you for your leadership, sir. And thank you for your infectious enthusiasm. Thank you for your willingness to help students learn more about themselves, about the academic pursuits, as well as about life. And to the parents who are on the call, I know that this is perhaps a more challenging time than the ones that we're used to. Thank you for your dedication, your discipline. I can't imagine how much is on your shoulders as parents, but I am thankful that we live in a community. The South Carolina family is real. So remain South Carolina strong. I assure you that we're doing all that we can in Washington to support you. And we have people on every side of the aisle working on behalf of everyone on the phones, on this call, Zoom call, whatever it is today. So God bless you. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Guys, this concludes our interview with Senator Tim Scott. What an amazing person and leader. And we are so well represented. So we'll take a break and we'll come back with any questions that you may have. Thank you.
There we go. That was awesome.
Hey, he is amazing. Wow. He's I knew that he was a powerful, inspiring leader, but I'm even I was beyond my expectations. I thought that was wonderful. Wow, guys, I don't know where to go from there. What do you? If I had a mic, I don't know what else to do. That was wonderful. Hey, do we have any questions?
No. Let's see. Just lots of positive praise. I think everybody really loved that he came out today.
Yeah, that was awesome. Hey, while we have some time, Ms. Davidson, why don't you talk about what we're doing tomorrow for our teachers? Okay,
awesome. So if you don't know already, it's Teacher Appreciation Week, and we are just so very thankful for all that our teachers do, even through a computer screen now. If not more now, they've really become students in a way, learning how to make this work the best for our students. So tomorrow, we are going to be providing our teachers lunch and a gift. Kona Ice will be there as well, so that they can eat in the parking lot and enjoy some 6 feet socialization with their coworkers. But then at 12:15, and I think this might be the most exciting part, we're inviting our students and parents, obviously, because none of our kids drive, to come join us and drive through the car loop. Our teachers will be standing in the red lane, which is our inner lane for those that don't know, with signs 6 feet apart. And then our parents can drive through the outer lane and say hi, cheer on our teachers. We'll play some music. We have some banners, and just kind of get to see them in person. I know we see them on Zoom a lot on the morning announcements, but nothing beats seeing our teachers and our kids getting to see our teachers. So parents, make sure you come out. You can decorate your cars, make a poster. They'll see the driver's side of your car, and we'll be there from 12:15 to 1 tomorrow. So for about 45 minutes, make sure you come out.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, to both you two for organizing. I'm so excited. It's the first chance we've had a chance to, say we'll see you in the car loop in like 2 months. So I'm really excited to kind of, see the parents and of course see the teachers. Last couple of days, we've had some teachers here that have been, getting their rooms, packed up so we can really get them deep cleaned inside. And it's just been nice to see them again from a distance. We see them on Zoom all the time in our meetings and pop in our Zoom sessions, but we have such great teachers and they're such caring people. I'm glad we get a chance to celebrate them. We should celebrate them every week, and we do. But this week is special. It's their week. So I'm hoping we have a lot of parents that come out and join us. Can you tell us a little bit about I know I never know when it's okay or what we're okay to share, but kind of where we're going as far as the 8th grade promotion or the kindergarten promotion.
Yes. So for 8th grade promotion, we are planning on May 28th from 5 to 6. I will be sending out an invitation and more information to our 8th grade parents probably this week, so you can start planning for that. So what we are going to do is we're going to have the parents park in our parking lot facing the school, and then we'll have the students stand in a designated area, 6 feet apart again, and then we'll be presenting their awards, their graduation diploma in front of the school. We are working on a way to transmit the speaker, the microphone system to the car radio. So all the parents have to do is tune into a particular radio station and they'll hear the ceremony there. We're also working on a way to play some kind of slideshow, whether it's through Facebook Live, so everybody can tune in on their phones towards the end of the ceremony or on the building wall. But we're really excited about that. Our teachers are excited that our 8th grade teachers will be there, as well as some of our specials teachers who get to teach them. And then, of course, the admin team. And then we also have yard signs that we're going to be handing out to our 8th graders. Those are on order and should be here any day now. And then for our kindergarten graduation, we're going to have, there's 2 times. The invitation was sent to the kindergarten teacher, so if you haven't gotten that, they'll probably be sending out that soon, and that's June 1st. They'll have 2 time slots, so 9 and 11. Each teacher will have a particular lane, so let's say you are in Miss Sanders' class, you will go down the middle lane, and Miss Sanders will be at the end. She'll be there with their diploma, take a picture, a little gift, and then just celebrate them moving on to 1st grade.
Okay, I love it. And again, I just appreciate the work of you guys and and everyone else you've been working with on your committees to just make sure that we find a way in this, current normal, not what our new normal will be, but in this current normal, to still find ways to celebrate that. That those kindergartners, this is their first year, in school, and we want to make sure that we end it on a really positive note. Our kindergarten teachers have been amazing, because at first I was so curious, like, how do you do virtual meetings with kindergartners, and it just seemed like, and it's so much extra for the parents, but they've come through it with grace and really a positive mindset and working with our teachers on, finding that proper balance. And I love hearing our kindergarten teachers talk about all the great things that are going on with kindergarten. And again, with the 8th graders, as we've mentioned before, many of them joined Mevers before the walls even went up. So we want to make sure that's our first 8th grade class that'll be leaving us. So we want to make sure that we find a way to celebrate each of those. And I think we have a nice process. We didn't want to go with just straight Zoom. We understand we can't have a big ceremony, but I think that the blend that we have fits in well with the governor's current regulations with social distancing. So I'm excited, and only time will tell. But I believe that logistically it should work really well and be a really positive experience. Ms. Coyle, not putting you on the spot, kind of putting you on the spot. Anything in particular you want to talk about? I have an idea.
No, just give the parents a warning that when you see, once we do put the 3rd and 4th grades together, the 4th quarter, together, it's not going to look normal. Don't panic. It is normal. It's the new normal for this year. But just don't panic. Don't overload us with emails. It is coming out how it's going to look, and it'll be fine, but just don't panic over it when you see it. That's all.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I think I've mentioned this before. When we put a survey out to our parents, what grades were going to look like was the number one concern. So with that, we've really been focused on how that's going to, and it's not just the parents, our teachers also are wondering, how's this work? We really can't see exactly what they're doing. It's not like having in the classroom. Everyone's kind of has different experiences. And so with that, we've really tried to make it as normal or reasonable as possible. You'll be getting more information. I think it's Thursday. Is it at 10 o'clock, Ms. Coyle? That our
10:30.
10:30. Our teachers are actually getting training on, what that'll look like in the grade book. And then once they have that training with more of a weighting of 3rd 9 weeks over the 4th 9 weeks to combine those grades, we'll be getting more information out to you. I plan on sending out some information this weekend. And a lot of that will be on kind of alleviating, fears or concerns around grading now that our teachers know more about it. And of course, we'll be asking our teachers to also be putting out information. I know sometimes when I put it out, it goes out to everyone, it gets a little lost, and maybe it's better hearing that directly from the teacher. So expect after that Thursday meeting to start hearing more about what grades are going to look like as we start to, believe it or not, look at winding down the school year. Someone had mentioned just how long we've been doing this virtual learning. It just seems like everything's a blur. It's kind of going together. But wow, guys, it's May 5th. Cinco de Mayo today. Wow, incredible. One of the other things I want to talk about. Go ahead.
There are a couple questions.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Answer them really. So, one is there a way they can bring gifts to their teachers tomorrow?
Yes. I don't know what that way is, but yes,
I think as long as they're okay with it, just hand it to them through the window, toss it if it's not fragile.
Yeah. No, but listen, guys, we'll find a way. If it's a gift, maybe we'll have some wipes out there to wipe things down or something. But the teachers deserve all of that, and so yes, if you feel like bringing a gift to your teachers, that's perfectly fine. Absolutely.
Okay, and then will you be mailing spring pictures and yearbooks? I'm going to answer that. So tomorrow we will have the spring pictures out there underneath the car. What do you call it? The hangover? The carport.
Yes, that was.
So we'll have those for you. As if you come tomorrow, you can get those. If you can't come tomorrow, we'll set up another date that you can pick those up. And then for yearbooks, those are not in yet. They will not be till May 29th. So we'll have to do another pickup. But no, those will also be pickup. We won't be mailing those out.
Awesome. Thank you.
That'll probably coincide with the drop off for. We'll probably coincide that with the drop off for technology, and returning hotspots, technology, and everything else, and also for parents that requested pickup. For any kind of supplies that the teachers may have. They've been reaching out to see if there was something specific, but we can't have the teachers in the parents in the building. So we will have that'll come out, and that won't be till like the last week in May that pickup will happen also.
Awesome. Any other questions?
Next year, can we incorporate a 5th grade promotion?
Wow, that's a great question. It's almost like, was that from one of our 5th grade teachers? Only because I don't know if that parents are aware. We've actually talked about that this year. We really wanted to celebrate that kind of rite of passage into our middle school and have some kind of ceremony with that, along with we were talking about, giving like a white or a blue pillow along with, that procedure. I think our 5th grade teachers are working on coming up with some, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, if you will, but they're coming up with some kind of process. It won't be a formal promotion ceremony, but there will be something coming with 5th grade. Now, next year, knowing that we'll be back to whatever the new normal is, I really do want to celebrate that as we, we're a K-8 school, but we're really a K-5 and then kind of a 6-8. And speaking of that, that was a really good question. The answer is yes. We were actually talking yesterday about that with the grade leads and Miss Mott, who's the grade lead for 5th grade. It'll be scaled down this year. But as we move forward, we will want to incorporate that celebration into the middle school. Speaking of middle school, one of the things you're going to be hearing about coming up here in the next week or two is next year, our special team is really, really committed to giving choice to our students on the electives that they choose. So there will be some electives that everyone will have to take, and there are other middle school students will have some elective choice of areas of interest. So you'll be seeing that coming out again over the next couple of weeks. We'll have that all wrapped up by the time school's out. It's a little more of a challenge to kind of give that choice and get the options for the students back to schedule in this current setting. But we will be working on that as we really try to differentiate the middle school from the elementary and still be one big happy family here within our walls here at Mevers. So with that, guys, if there are no more questions, still can't believe we had a chance to talk to U.S. Senator Tim Scott. That was a great show. Anything else you guys have as we go off the air?
Nope, I think you answered the last question that somebody had. When will upcoming 8th graders register for classes next year?
Awesome. Okay, excellent. Yeah, we're within the next couple of weeks, we'll be working on that. We've kind of started the process behind the scenes, and we'll get that taken care of. So everyone, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you if you're watching us later. Make sure you have a great day today. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.